All right, hey everybody, this is John with Dead Drift Outdoors. I'm coming to you today from central New York. It is just at the end of May, almost into June, and I've got a gorgeous day today. Blue skies, a little breeze, temps probably not much above 70 degrees. So I'm going to take advantage and fish a really special creek that I found last week. I was driving through this area last week and decided to stop and check out a couple creeks. The first one I hit, I didn't catch any trout. And then I hit this one and was pleasantly surprised by some really quality brook trout on this little tiny wild trout stream. I did a little bit of research and ended up finding the landowner. Extremely nice guy. Had a nice long talk with him, and he was very happy to let me fish his property. And so I fished a little bit that evening, got into some beautiful brookies. I had a few hours today. I've got the afternoon, so came back to hopefully film some and hopefully show you guys this beautiful little trout stream I found. I'm gonna quit talking and get my gear on here. I think I'm gonna actually wet wade for the first time this season, so that's exciting, and get to fishing. All right, well, I just got down to the creek. It looks beautiful. Water levels are just a tad lower than they were last week. We got a little bit of rain, but overall the stream levels have dropped, but it looks very fishable. Water is ice cold. Today I'm going to be fishing my 6.5 foot 3-weight, my L Bean Stream Light. I've got about a 6-foot leader tapered down to 4X with a number 14 yellow stimulator, and then about 14 inches below that I've got this little number 16 beadhead hare's ear flashback. Pretty basic setup. I'm parked up at a little bridge up here. I walked down through the woods. I'm gonna fish my way up to the bridge and then hit the water I did last week when I scouted. Caught some nice fish up there. And then there's another stretch further upstream that I also got permission to fish. So if I have time, I'll check that out as well. All right, let's see if we can't get on the board here in our first little hole. Just a nice small little hole, but there's a nice nice tree with some cover there. And we'll see what these fish are doing today. Oh, that was a fish. Couldn't see my fly. So my experience scouting last week was these fish were not that easy. They were pretty spooky, and I had a couple that refused my fly. I had to switch some flies. So these aren't pushovers. These, I don't think they see a lot of pressure, but they do have a lot of predators. So like this one already hit my dry and I didn't see it, so I'm not sure if he'll hit again, but we'll try. He might eat the nymph. All right, well, that's 0 for 1. There's a fish. All right. First trout of the day. All right, first brookie of the day. That was about the smallest one I caught last time. Ooh, there we go. Nice fish. Right in that little pocket. I was surprised I hadn't caught one from under the bridge, and then here we go. It's actually a brown. I didn't catch any browns last time. Real dark fish hiding under that rock. Yeah, that fish was right in this little hole right here. Nothing to it, but enough to hold a fish. All right, so far the fishing's been pretty tough. I got that one small brookie in the brown, and missed a couple. And then a couple of pools that I fished last week and caught some nice brookies I didn't get anything. So it's a different time of day. I was fishing it in the evening. There were some bugs. Plus I just fished this a week ago, so certainly probably has some effect, but in your mind you're like, oh, it's gonna be easy, they're brook trout. I'll just go right back in those same pools and catch those big fat juicy brook trout for the video. It'd be awesome, but it takes some work. I'm also realizing how much harder and slower it is to fish with all my gear. Last time I just had a little box of flies and no camera gear, and man, I just flew up this. I could just kind of effortlessly fish, but oh, there we go. Oh, I just lost one right in front of this little just lost a decent little fish right there. What was I saying? But yeah, I mean, it's so much easier to fish without all this gear, but I do love making these videos, so oh, there he goes. That was a decent fish for that little hole. Anyway, I'm sure I'll get into them. It's just a little frustrating when I, in my mind, had guaranteed success in all these spots, but I'll catch them. And that little spot right above that rock looks like there could hold a fish. If I could get a bow and arrow shot in there, might get one. Here we go. Oh, and I'm snagged. Dang! Oh, nice one. I saw that guy come up and slam it. Ooh, another brown. Oh, that was a nice fish. So I hiked back out to my truck and drove upstream to the second spot. Had to hike down a little bit. And yeah, it's a lot smaller. Obviously, I'm further upstream. There's a few tributaries that came in that I went around. And then it's a little bit more kind of that tannic color, that tea-colored water. And it's very shaded in here, a little bit slower, less gradient. So they said the landowner said that there were some deeper pools up in here. So I'm going to go try to find those. And hopefully there's some more brookies in here, because I need a few more to make a video for you guys. So we'll see what we can get into here. All right, happy to get a brookie. There he goes. Well, that's a good sign. There's definitely two brookies in here at least. I just missed a guy up in the right at the top of this pool, so I gave it a second. Oh, that was not a good cast. There we go. All right, we're catching some brook trout. Not big, but better than not catching brook trout. A little dark one. Look how dark blue he is. Very cool. Nice. All right. A little bigger brookie. Not much, but a little bit. Fat belly on him. Hey, nice one. Just dabbled that upstream of this log and got a pretty little brookie to come out. Ooh, nice fish. Get out of there. All right. That caught me by surprise. That's the kind of fish I was catching the other night. I mean, anything, this is on the smaller side, but much nicer trout. Gorgeous. All right, just saw a fish rise up in this little pool, so set up the big camera, see if we can't get it on film. Shouldn't be too hard. He's right up along that log. We'll see if we can't get him. All right. There we go. I'm sure that was probably the one I saw rising up there. Not a big fish, but always fun to get him on film. All right, buddy. Ooh, there we go. That was cool, man. He came right out. He ambushed it. Very cool. Little ambush brookie. Decent fish. There he goes. Knew there had to be a fish up there. It's just a perfect hole. Took a couple casts, but finally got a little brookie to bite. All right, well, it's getting a little bit later in the afternoon. I've got to start hiking out of here. I've come quite a ways upstream from where I started on this upper stretch. Didn't end up being quite the day I thought it would. I really thought I'd get into some of those big brook trout on the lower stretch like I did last week where I was scouting. I think the difference was the water was a little bit lower. It was middle of the day versus evening when I fished it last, and I just fished it last week, so those fish might have been a little bit spooked. Either way, I did get to do some exploring today. I did catch quite a few brook trout, a couple of browns as well. Had a really nice time and just a beautiful day to be out here, so I really can't complain. Hope you guys really enjoyed this video today. As always, I had a lot of fun making it for you. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment or a question if you'd like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.